everyone, welcome to my channel. Welcome to today's video. Today's video is just going to be a super casual chatty get ready with me. I haven't done one of these in quite a long time and I kind of just had the urge to do one, play with some products that aren't necessarily new but are new to me. So that's what I'll be doing in today's video. I'm going to keep this intro super short and brief. We're going to go back in time to where I'm just trying and talking about all of these products. I do just want to give a brief disclaimer that this video does touch on animal death. So if you're uncomfortable with that, this probably isn't the video for you. It's not anything super graphic, but just so you know ahead of time. And with all of that out of the way, let's just get started playing around and talking about what's been going on in my life. I have all my skincare on. I have my hair clipped back. I have my coffee in my cup that my aunt gave me for my birthday. So I'm ready to just kind of put some makeup on, talk a little bit. I don't know how much I'll be talking about everything in this video, all the products that I'm using, but it's always listed in the description box below. First, I'm gonna go in with my Benefit Porefessional primer here and just kind of fill in my pores. A lot of these are gonna be new to me products. I kind of mentioned this, I think, in my Dior video, that my mom was in Arizona for 2 or 3 weeks and I took care of the farm while she was gone. So if you didn't know, this is your first video, I live in France and I actually rent an apartment on my mom's farm that's like separate from her house. So while she was in Arizona, I agreed to take care of the farm, and in exchange, she brought me back some of my things that I have in storage. And normally I would do a haul video on all of those things, but honestly, it was a lot. She went with her friend and he is also a farmer. So farmers don't really take a lot of stuff. He said he was taking like 2 pairs of pants and 2 t-shirts and that's all he took. So I was able to bring back 4 suitcases total between my mom and her friend. And it was just overwhelming when I got everything. If you've kind of been on this journey with me and you've seen my haul videos, you know, it's been a process getting everything over to Europe from what is in storage. And this was the last bulk of it. I would say 90% of it is now with me, other than like photo albums, stuff like that. That's maybe going to be a little bit harder to get across just by plane. I'm going to have to get some kind of box and ship it. All that to say, a lot of these products came in those suitcases that normally I do a haul on, but it was just so much. And I'm just feeling like overwhelmed with the amount of things that I've bought for no reason. I don't know, I'm just feeling some kind of way about it. I'm gonna go in and try this BB cream. This is the L'Oreal Magic Skin Beautifier. It kind of is coming out like this white bluish tint. So I think that I'm gonna have to kind of just rub it into my skin more. I do actually have plans tonight, which does not always happen. One of the things I love about France is that there's a lot of community things that happen within each city, and that could happen in the States and maybe I just don't know about it. That could absolutely be the case, but I didn't know about that in the States. So here, the city that we live in is doing like a community dinner and everyone gets together and you have dinner. So it's really nice. I'm gonna go to that, but I don't wanna wear anything too heavy. And I just want to keep it kind of light. I do actually kind of like this. It kind of just gave a nice light tint. My skin's in pretty good shape right now. So if I was struggling, if I was being hormonal, had like breakouts from PMS or something, I probably wouldn't wear this. But for every day with my skin how it is today, I don't mind it. I am still going to go in and conceal. This is the Colourpop Pretty Fresh Concealer, which I've never tried. It's kind of just been waiting for me to give it a shot. I do like the Colourpop No Filter Concealer. I think that's why I ended up kind of picking this up. And we'll see if it's as good as that one. But since this was lighter coverage, I'm gonna use this to kind of give coverage where I would want just a little bit extra and then blend it out with my sponge. Other than that dinner, I don't really have too much exciting things going on. I'm very much an introvert, stick to myself. I can talk about, I guess I have a good story. like I said, I was taking care of my mom's farm, and every time, so my mom has horses, chickens, goats, she has dogs and cats and stuff, but primarily those things. And it's just a casual farm. This is not like an agricultural farm where she turns it over for profit or anything like that. But she does have 6 goats, and every time, I swear there's always an issue with the goats that I have. And I'm not like a farmer girl. I can appreciate it. It's something that, you know, doing it a couple weeks out of the year is fine for me. Like if I was living my perfect life, I wouldn't mind coming out into the country a month out of the year, but it's not like my dream to have a farm. I'm not like a farmer. I'll do it, but it's not my thing. I always have issues with these goats. The last time, and I do want to give a trigger warning because this is not like a necessarily happy story. So if you're not into death, maybe don't listen to this. But the last time, which was a year and a half ago, 2021, Christmas time, one of the goats, she's pretty old. She unfortunately passed while I was watching her. So that was the first goat story that I have. And I had to have the neighbor actually went this time. He had to help me move her because goats are heavy. Like I can't lift this goat and, you know, get her out of the goat pen by myself. So that was the first issue. And then this time, all of the goats, she has 6 total, I think, 5 females, 1 male. All the goats are pregnant right now. And one of the goats started to go into labor while my mom was gone. So I was freaking out because I was kind of just doing my morning thing. I get up, I feed the goats, etc., etc. And I could tell one of the goats was about to give birth. And so I'm freaking out. My mom's neighbor friend, who I normally call, is with her. It's 1 a.m. in Arizona, like local time. And I have no idea what to do. Like I've never seen a farm animal give birth before. So this is completely new to me. And you know, I'm not completely uneducated when it comes to birth, but I don't have any children. I'm not an expert in farm labor. So I was just freaking out a lot. I was trying to call my mom and I could see my mom had been online, but she wasn't picking up her phone. And I had the feeling that this goat was giving birth backwards. And so I had no idea what to do. I finally was able to call my sister, who was able to go wake up my mom, and we like talked it through. So I had to try and help pull this goat out, which was a complete experience. And I was not prepared for it, to say the least. So that was interesting. Unfortunately, I do think that the goat was premature, so he didn't make it. He didn't make it past the womb. He was already gone by the time she had given birth to him. So that's unfortunate because now it's been almost a month and the other goats have not given birth yet, which leads me to believe that he was premature and maybe didn't make it. So I at least, you know, I struggled at the moment, like, do I help? Am I actually about to like pull this goat out? Am I actually about to try to do that? And I just decided, you know, like I would feel terrible if this goat didn't make it and I didn't try my best to help. So I ended up doing that, and you wouldn't expect that from a beauty channel. I know you wouldn't. So that definitely happened, and I hope it never happens again, quite honestly. So now it's just a running joke that the goat thing, I mean, I don't know why they pick on me because they love me. I'm always giving them scraps from all the food that I make. So they need to be a little bit more appreciative of how I treat them and maybe not cause me issues when I'm taking care of them. But that was just a fun story that happened to me not that long ago. That's the most interesting thing I have going on. I'm gonna try this Fenty bronzer because it came out when I was not living in the US and I haven't had a chance to try it yet. So I have the shade In the Sun, Inda Sun, something like that. I think it's the lightest shade. I'm just gonna go in and bronze just a little. I do wanna keep this kind of light. It's not gonna be an exciting makeup look at all. And then, yeah, other than that, it's a constant filling out French paperwork. I am a French citizen, so it's pretty easy for me to get all my stuff here. It still takes a long time. The stereotype of the French government, I mean, they're slower than molasses. So it still took a long time for me to get all of my paperwork being a French citizen. So for my partner, it's taking extra long. I mean, just to get him a year visa, we came to France in 2021. Just this January, end of January, he finally was able to get his visa to stay here for a year. And that's how long it took, filling out paperwork, all of that. And you think once like we get his visa, everything's fine, dandy, we're good to go. No, that's only step one. So step two now, I have to get his health insurance card. I need to like fill out some other paperwork, and just they all require the same thing. So that's kind of what's been taking up the bulk of my time. And that's just part of why we decided to stay here at my mom's farm and not move on, because it's just a lot easier for her to help me, quite honestly. Like, we're pretty separate, like the houses are separate. We live our own separate lives for the most part, but it's nice to be able to have her to help. Her French is a little bit better than mine, clearly. Mine still is lacking, and it is crazy just how slow, but like quickly you have to do everything. I don't know, I don't like it. It's very difficult as a non-European to move here and relocate here. It's not easy, just like it's not easy for anyone who wants to leave their home country to live in another country. So I'm definitely not complaining. We probably have it easy. For us, it's just filling out the right forms, the right paperwork. For other people, I'm sure they have it much, much harder. So I'm not complaining at all, but that's definitely what just takes up most of my time and kind of holds us back from living like the future we want to live. Our end goal is to live in Spain. I think I've mentioned that before. My partner had lived in Spain for a little while, like probably at least 10 years ago now, and he loved it. And I don't really care where I live, quite honestly. I just kind of want a home and a home base that I know I can call mine. I can make it my own, and I know that I won't move. I've been moving around since my parents divorced when I was 8 years old. So I'm used to just having to pick up, go, having just things everywhere in storage, but I'm ready for like a home base. We just decided, you know, until we can get all the paperwork in order and get all that just cleared up, buckle down, cross the T's, dot the I's, that we're gonna stay here just because it's the easiest. And then once we have all that sorted, it'll be time for us to go to Marbella. But he loves the beach, he loves south coast of Spain, and I really could care less. Apparently, you know, I don't speak Spanish, but he's telling me that it's kind of touristy there, so they do speak English. And since my French isn't bad, I'm gonna go in with this Chantecaille highlighter. Since my French isn't bad, I'm hoping that I can pick up on Spanish a little bit easier than he can. I'm not too worried, you know, you just use your phone for Google Translate. As long as someone's willing to try and understand you, you can get by one way or another. So I'm not too stressed about it. That's our end goal. I think we're going to try and at least make a visit to Marbella so I can see it before we move, and just go there for 2 weeks or so in April. That's kind of our goal. I don't know for sure if that's going to happen because our life tends to be very last minute, for lack of a better word. And I will know, you know, probably April 1st if that's going to happen. I'm not going to apply too much of this, but it is pretty subtle. The base is looking pretty good. I'm almost done actually. So I'm going to do my eyes just really quickly. Again, simple. So I decided to try the Juvias Place That's Taupe palette since it's just a boring plain brown, and I've never tried Juvias Place before. So that is what I'm going to do today and just keep it pretty light and simple. Anyways, that's what I have to look forward to. So if that happens, I do have to have just videos kind of already made for that. So that'll keep me busy. We decided April because my stepdad will be here, and I am no contact with my stepdad, even though we have separate places. He really puts a damper on my mood. I try to stay positive, but right now, like, there's just this impeding doom of knowing that he's coming in a couple of weeks. So that's why we just figured, you know, we've been wanting to go to Marbella for a little while, just check out the area, see like where we would want to get a house, see all of that. So that would be probably the best time is when he's here, take our dog with us and just kind of remove ourselves from that situation. Because unfortunately, as much as I've made it clear that I am no contact with him, my mom continues to try and push the boundaries and not respect me on that. So it's just a constant struggle with that I just kind of have to deal with. And it is what it is. I don't want to just trauma dump all over this video. I'll just kind of keep it short and sweet on that. But I am excited to at least, you know, go see Marbella. I heard it's beautiful. And just kind of get out of the countryside too. The country, you know, again, it's not bad. Like I could live here, I could live anywhere. I've already said that, and be happy as long as I have like my own place. I can make my own. It does just get a little old and tough. You have to plan a lot more than my partner and I are used to planning. There's no DoorDash, there's nothing like that. Like nothing comes out far enough for us to do that, which is definitely first world problems. I'm not saying that like, oh, we have to plan our groceries. Like it's not that deep, but if I had the choice, I would rather live somewhere that had a little bit more closer amenities. We go to the gym 3 times a week, so it does get kind of irritating that just going to the gym is like a 2.5 hour adventure every single time, including drive time. So I'm excited to just see a place where we can maybe try and find an in-between. Like I don't want to live in the heart of Marbella where it's just all city, but I would like to live on just the outskirts where maybe it's a little bit quieter. However, you can still get food delivered if you want to. Just have to see kind of how that pans out. But that's really what's been going on with me, what takes up most of my day. I've been having tech problems with my videos, and that's just me not knowing tech that well. I'm trying to, now that feel like I'm gaining traction on my videos, I'm almost at 750 subscribers, getting on my way to 1,000. Like I'm trying to just improve my video quality a little bit more, and that's been a struggle. It's been a learning curve. I've never been good with technology. I do just film on my phone, so I have been trying to just improve the quality with that. I told myself I'm not going to buy a camera until, well, in the beginning, I told myself I wasn't going to buy a camera until I knew that I could consistently post videos. I didn't want to buy a camera, do 10 videos, and decide that YouTube wasn't really for me. But now I kind of just decided that once I hit 1,000 subscribers, that'll kind of be my green light to finally get a camera and do all that. So I do need to just learn more on how all of that works. These have shade names, do they? No, I don't think so. I'm gonna go in just with this sparkle shade right here on the lid. I do like the pan sizes of Juvia's Place, but also I feel like I don't think I'd go through this entire thing. This is a pretty palette, but I wouldn't say it like stands out in any way. It's perfect for what I want for today, but on an everyday, just would I reach for this? I don't know. And I would say it's more brown than taupe. The only thing taupe really are the shimmer shades. But the matte's blended nicely. Like I said, this is my first time trying Juvia's Place, so I do like the shadows. I don't think I'd pick up too much from them just because they tend to have much more colorful eyeshadow than I would reach for, but not bad. I think I'll go into that darkest brown and just kind of do like some definition on my lash line. Just a little bit. And then I'll do mascara and brows off of camera and I'll be done. So I lined my upper and lower lash line with the dark brown here, just kept it very everyday. I'm going to do my brows and lashes off of camera, and then I'll be back to just kind of wrap this up. Okay, so I have the rest of my makeup on, except for my lips. I just have the Clarins lip oil, which is very pink, so I'm not loving that. I will change it out. But this is what it's looking like. You know, I really liked everything that I tried. Probably my favorite out of all the new products is the Chantecaille highlighter. I mean, this is just beautiful on. This came out during some kind of holiday. It wasn't last year, it was the year before. And it had this like pretty pearl design on the front, which is what made me pick it up. So it was a ridiculously expensive highlighter. And then my least favorite is probably the Colourpop concealer. I don't really suffer from under eye wrinkles or creases or anything like that. I'm very blessed in that department, just dark circles, but I don't know, it just looks weird. Like the L'Oreal BB cream looks really nice on the skin. However, the concealer, I don't know, there's something that I just don't love about it. So that's kind of my thoughts on that. I will be including these in my ranking when I do my follow-up and I try these a little bit more. I at least wanted to pop back on and show you how this looks. And while I was doing my brows and mascara, I realized I probably didn't make it clear. It's probably very confusing that like my stepdad is coming to France, but my mom and my stepdad are still currently married. I just want to clear that up. He just works in Arizona and my mom is here until he comes. Honestly, I don't really know their situation. It's not something that I care to know, but I did just want to point out that's kind of why my mom goes to Arizona and then he comes here multiple times a year. But it's easier for her since she can kind of just work on the farm and he has like a normal 9-to-5 job or whatever the hell he does. So just to kind of clarify that. But I hope you enjoyed this video. I know it was a little bit more casual, just a little bit more chatty, but I hadn't done one of those in a while. I kind of felt like it. I could do like a Q&A if you're interested in that, if there's questions that you have that maybe I didn't answer just about my life. I don't think my life is that interesting, but I realize that maybe it's out of the norm to some people. So if you have any questions, leave them down in the comments below and maybe I'll do a Q&A follow-up sometime in the next month or so. But that's where I'm going to leave this video. I hope you're all having a great, great day and I will see you all in the next one. Bye, everyone. Hey, buddy. Okay, thank you. Thank you.